What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Again, I am Kyle with Limitless Power Sports Service and Repair. What we got going on here today behind me is a 2003 Yamaha Grizzly 660. He is a repeat customer. I actually used to work on his stuff before I started doing YouTube videos. So what he said he had going on here, he has a blown radiator hose, and he's kind of concerned that he has a blown head gasket too, because he said the coolant and stuff might have looked a little oily. I don't know if he's ever changed his coolant in these things. You guys know you're supposed to change it. I believe it's like every 2 years, maybe up to 4. I can't remember off the top of my head. But religiously, if you change your brake fluids and your coolant every 2 years, usually save yourself a lot of headaches with anything rusting on the inside, as far as like your thermostat getting stuck, just the hoses going bad and all that. So I'm going to show you guys what I found on this, and we're going to go ahead and do a leak down test. I don't have the new radiator hose in yet, but I'm going to replace the radiator hose and the metal hose that runs into the side of the motor over here on this left side. But we can also see if we're getting any air coming back out into the radiator in itself or blowing out of the hose down here. That'll give us an indication if we have a blown head gasket. When that head gasket gets blown, basically air escapes out and down into the water jacket passages, and it can blow right back out into your radiator. You usually see bubbles like that, or you can have the air blown out of the hose here. So let's go ahead and jump into that and see what we find out. Go. All right, my customer had already pulled off the side panel here on this left side. If you look down in here, you can see where the radiator hose used to be. It has completely separated right there. Also, if you look at the metal pipe itself, it's rusted. Might be hard to see with this light. I'll try to get a little less light. But the pipe is rusted. It is starting to deteriorate anyways. So I'm going to go ahead and replace that whole entire thing. I'll just have that ordered up from my local dealership up the road here. Since they get this one a little bit faster than I can, the hose, I'll just order from the same guys. But we'll go ahead and get those parts ordered up. We'll come over here. We'll pull the spark plug out of here, and then we'll go ahead and put the leak down tester and go ahead and start slowly adding air to see if we get any air coming back up through the lines into the radiator. But first, to do all that, I got to take off this front rack, this middle section, to access the radiator. All right, so we got our compression gauge hooked up, our leak down tester hooked up. Got the top off, but I found this nice little wonderful mess up here. So we're going to have to vacuum that out. You guys are definitely got to keep an eye on this type of stuff. The mice will get in here, they'll crawl down here, they'll go into your intake. They'll cause a lot of problems in your wiring harnesses, coolant systems, all that stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and vacuum this out. All right, let's pop the seat off here. Airbox, what the? I don't know why that's tucked in there. Almost looks like some dryer towels for some odd reason. I don't know. Never seen that. All right, any live critters in here? They got a little bit of the air cleaner. Just a little bit of the air cleaner, but not bad. It's gonna be okay there, which is nice. So that's good. Put that back on. Put it back down here nice and tight. Dryer sheets. I don't know, probably mice. But got lucky there with no live critters anywhere. Dryer sheets. That's interesting. Had to be mice carrying that around. Their washer and dryer must be in the garage or somewhere where this was setting close by. Let's take a look around. Makes me concerned now that the charge tube, actually, that charge tube, I forgot, that one actually doesn't go to the air box. That one actually runs over here to the CVT cover. So that makes me wonder what's going on this side. So I think what we're going to do now, we're going to go ahead and pull this plastic CVT cover on this side and see if we get any live critters inside there. I very, very doubt it, but we need to be thorough on this thing. So let's go ahead and do that. We're gonna pull this off here. Just run all these 10, I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, like 12, 14 bolts here. I'm just gonna check it all just for the simple fact that that was full of mouse everything. The biggest pain is just getting into some of these spots. Let me grab a magnetic tray here. I still may have to pull off this footstep here because I can't remember if there's one. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and pull that off too, which is not a big deal. Make our life easier. Grab a number 3 Phillips. All right, so that'll make our lives a lot easier. Promise, I probably time lapse that, so you guys have to put up with it. Huh. Or I should say, fast forward, it didn't time lapse it. All right, anyways, back to the CVT cover here. All right, let's see if we got anything living inside of this bad boy. If I can get it off with the pedal in the way. Well, lo and behold, doesn't look like much. Let's take a look in this thing. There's just a little bit of debris, nothing much. So I think we're probably good to go on that. Thank goodness. I know it's a little bit of extra work, but it's easy to make sure that, well, I check the belt and the sheaves while we're here just because everything looks really good on that. Deflection on the belt looks good. The grease probably could be cleaned and replaced, but we're not here for that. He's not having any primary or secondary clutch issues or belt slippage or anything like that, or kicking and bucking, so we're good on that part. So we'll go ahead and I'll slap all this back together off screen here, and we'll get to that leak down. All right, so I got all that back together. Now we're gonna take a look down on this radiator. I really wish I had a better camera, but what it's looking like it's never ever been changed. This stuff is just rusty, nasty. I'm sure, I don't think there's any oil in there. I just think it's that bad. So we'll throw you on the stand. We'll hook up the leak down tester real quick and see what we get out of, if we get any oh crap, because I'm gonna have to pull it over by hand anyways, so. All right, I'm gonna turn it over by hand because I don't have it exposed to do that. Get the vacuum cleaner out of the way here. I don't even know what I do with my big light, but anyways. I can't even pull it over by hand. So let me go ahead and, should be probably pretty close to TDC there. Nope, not yet. That was intake. All right, we should be close there. Try again. Got a lot of leak down. All right, let's try here. It's just making the motor rotate, but anyways, I can't even pull it back up like that. But anyways, let me check out the radiator, see if I hear anything coming out of the radiator here. I was just trying to be lazy. Take my glove off. I don't feel any air. Let's put our hand down here, see if we feel anything coming out of here. I don't feel any air coming out of there. Now the best way to do, once I get that hose on there, we'll do it again. We'll do it proper this time. We'll take this off, we'll turn it to TDC, hold it in place, have the radiator full. I'm gonna flush the radiator out, system out, and then we'll fill this up, and then we'll be able to see if it bubbles out. Because right now, all I hear is coming through the exhaust because it keeps rolling over past top dead center on me since I don't have anything holding it in place here. So when the parts get here in the next couple days, we'll throw that on there and see if we've cured that problem. All right, so we left this thing charged overnight. We're gonna go ahead and fire it up here real quick. And this is how I bleed these out usually. Put this little deal on here. It's there you go, spill-proof funnel kit. You get them at your local O'Reilly's, AutoZone, all that stuff. So all right, anyways, we'll fire this thing up here. Maybe. Well, you guys can see those air bubbles automatically. Let me go on. Probably need to turn some gas on here. I'm not really sure if it's on or off. I don't have the side piece on there, but we'll try again. What I'll do, I'll just end up letting it sit here and just idle like this because it warms up a little bit. We'll turn the idle down. But you can see all the air bubbles coming out of that thing. Now, if you got a blown head gasket when we did that leak down test, it would have been blown bubbles just like this through the radiator or into the crankcase. So what I'll do, I'll just sit here and let this heat cycle, let the fans kick on, turn off, turn on, turn off, make sure the thermostat operates correctly. And then once I stop getting bubbles out of this, I'll turn it off, let it completely cool down, and then it'll suck all the fluids back into it that it needs. We'll plug it off, take it out. But like I said, I have to flush this system a couple times. It's really, really nasty. So since I already filled it with coolant once, I'll do it with this coolant, then I'll do it with distilled water a couple more times, then I'll go ahead and top it off with coolant. All right, while I let this thing sit here and cool off for a minute, we're gonna go ahead and check the charging system. He believes he has the charging system issue. We had charged the battery up overnight. We're gonna put it on volts DC. We'll go ahead and check the battery itself first to see how many volts it has. It's showing 13.1. So what we can do also right now, we can just go ahead and start it up. Go ahead and hook it back up again. I'm showing 14.3 and climbing. So I don't believe he has the charging issue problem. I just think his battery had just sat for too long and just got low with dead on. 13.9 at an idle. That's 14.3. Oh my gosh, I quit. 14.39 at an idle is actually really, really good. Let's see what happens when I rev it up. No change. So yeah, 14.4. It's slowly going up. So we know the charging system on this thing, it's got to be good, unless it was like way overboard, like 17 or 15 or 16. Then you'd be overcharging your battery, causing it to boil and go bad also. For my customer, that's really helpful. It doesn't cost them a ton of money changing the stator if it's bad. And like I said, in back here on the right side underneath this fender, or left side underneath the fender, where the rectifier is, you know, those are about 150 bucks. Stators are like around, I think 400 and something, 500 something, because the pickup coil comes with it. So good for him. Charging system is a-okay. And again, we'll go ahead and since this thing is cooled off, we'll go ahead and just fire it up and run it again, and I'll recycle the coolant one more time. All right, guys, I just realized I never got you an outro for this 2003 Yamaha Grizzly 660. I noticed that it cut off. I have lost multiple footage. I have told you guys this many times. It's got to be the GoPro. I don't know what else would be. But anyways, so took that thing for a ride after I flushed out the coolant system multiple times, let it get hot, circulate multiple times. That thing runs flawlessly. It runs really, really good. It was used actually this past winter, which is now February. I had a lot of stuff recorded that I haven't put out yet, since you can see I'm in a new shop here at the house. That thing ran great. He used it to plow the driveway. He had no issues with it. Still starts up and runs great. You saw we checked the charging system. I fixed that hose off camera. It was just a lot easier to do off camera because I couldn't get in there with the camera to show you guys. You know, I replaced the hose, replaced that piece down there and all that. So that's all done. That's all fixed up. So he's a happy customer about that. Again, guys, if you got any questions about motorcycles, ATVs, or UTVs, feel free to hit me up at limitlesspowersports78@gmail, right here on YouTube, by commenting down below, or even subscribing is the best way to support me. Guys, again, I appreciate it, and we'll catch you on the next upload.